Okay, everybody. So we are on responsive web design. Learn the CSS box model for building a Rothko painting. Okay, so we're on step one of this. So by now you should be familiar with the basic elements of HTML page. Should have. Set up your code with a doc type declaration, an HTML element, and a head element and a body element. So basically, I just did that. The HTML, of course, goes up at the top. Underneath is the head. The body is in the middle. And, they do it on their own, especially whichever text editor that you have. It's going to kind of format it for you. So let's check our code and keep it moving. Within the head element, add a meta tag, which sets the char set to UTF-8 and a title element with the value Rothko Painting. All right, let's do this. Get this out of here. Okay, within the head element, add a meta, which sets the char set to UF8. Okay, and then a title element with the value Rothko Painting. Okay, within the body element, we're going to add an image, href. Oh, it might just be source, my bad. Mm. Oopsies, I think it's href. Is that it? No, it's not. Meta tag. Guess they want a closing tag. Your code should have a meta tag. And it does. Okay, you guys, time to see what, how that works. Meta char set. Okay, they did say that, so. Wonder, does it have a closing tag? That's what I'm not so sure about. I don't think so. Yeah, that doesn't, so. Okay. Submit our work. In the CSS box model, every HTML element is treated as a box with 4 areas. I'm so glad they're explaining this, you guys, because I knew it, like, that it's this invisible area that I didn't know about. So now I'm learning about it and I'm really excited. So if I seem excited, it's because I am. In the CSS box model, every HTML element is treated as a box with 4 areas. Okay. Imagine you receive a box from your favorite online retailer. The content is the item in the box. or in our case, a header, paragraph, or image element. Change the source attribute to from. Oh, so I want to just take a good look at this box. This is what we're always working with when we're putting HTML on the page. Oopsies. Oh my gosh, this is getting so clear for me. I thank you, Father God, in the name of Jesus. I always wonder what boarding, padding, height, content, width, what that is. Like, I mean, I know it changes things in CSS, but now I get to actually see exactly what it's changing, exactly what it's doing. Okay. So the content is surrounded by a space called padding, similar to how bubble wrap separates an item from the box around it. Think of the border like a cardboard box your item was shipped in. Change the source attribute to. Oh, no, I want that. Oh, let me cancel this because I wanted to actually. Let me go back. I wanted to take a screenshot of this to like use it for later. I need this. So don't mind me, everybody. I'm just doing lambs. Okay. Screen. Paint. Okay. We're back here. At least I took a screenshot of it, so I've saved that information. Oh, I need to take a new screenshot because this is where it's at. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that sound. I live right by the street. Okay. Took a screenshot of that. Margin is the area outside of the box and can be used to control the space between other box elements. Here, the bottom element has a large top margin pushing it further down the page. Now that you understand the CSS box model, let's get started on the Rothko painting. Remove the image element. Excuse me. Where is my painting? Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, okay, here it goes. Sorry. I'm just trying to email this to myself. Let me put you guys on pause because I need to really save this. Okay. So we're going to continue. Add a div element in the body. Set the class attribute to equal to canvas. For example, div class my div. This will act as a canvas for your painting. Set the class attribute to equal canvas. Oh. Before you can start styling the div you added, you need to link your CSS to your HTML. Add a link element to your style ESS file. Set the to, and remember to set the rel attribute to style sheet. So remember, we're putting this in the up here in the head. That always goes in the head. So glad they're telling us this. Okay, so even though your div has no text, it's still treated as a box with content. Write a CSS rule that uses the .canvas class selector and set its width to 500 pixels. Here's a CSS rule that sets the width of the class card to 300 pixels. Add the height property with the value 600 to your canvas rule. Change the background color of the canvas to every painting needs a frame. Wrap the canvas element in another div. Give that div the frame class. Wrap the canvas element in another div. Write a new rule using the frame class selector. Use the border shorthand declaration to give the frame element a solid black border with a width of 50 px. Write a new rule using the frame selector. Use the border shorthand declaration. That is so nice, you guys. I see what that did. I see what that did. Border, solid, black. I mean, can't get no more, you know, plain than that. That is just telling you what it is. The frame is much too wide. In frame, set the set its width to 500. Hmm. Use padding to adjust the spacing with an element. In frame, use the padding shorthand property to increase the space between the frame and the canvas elements by 50x. The shorthand will increase space in the top, bottom, left, and right in the element's border. This is interesting to see. Pretty. Use margins to adjust the spacing outside of an element. Use the margin property to give the frame element vertical margin of 20px and horizontal margins of auto. This will move the frame down 20 pixels and horizontally center it on the page. Use the margin to adjust the spacing outside. Use the margin property to give the frame element a vertical margin of 20px. Let's see what that did again. Just get it out of here. And okay, I see what it did. Oh, 20. Oh. Okay, so let's see what that did actually. Okay, I just moved it down a little bit. Add a new div element inside of your canvas element. Give the new div class the attribute with a value of 1. This will be the first rectangle. With a new rule that targets 1 and sets its width to 425 pixels. Now the height for 1 to 150 pixels. Set the background color of 1 to. Oh, now we're gonna see it change, you guys, because it's invisible right now. I hope I'm right. I am. You see, we could have been looking at this all the time change, but it's because the color was always that background color of the same color. It was just, we couldn't see, but now we can. Use margins to position the one element on the canvas. Add the shorthand margin property with a vertical margin of 20 px and horizontal margin of auto. So this is vertical and this is horizontal. Hold on, you guys. Let me get eyes on this. All right, now one is centered horizontally, but its top margin is pushing past the canvas and onto the frame's border, shifting the entire canvas down 20 pixels. Add padding of 1 px to the canvas element to give the one element something solid to push off of. Yes. Thank you. That really did help. Adding 1 pixel of padding to the top, bottom, left, and right of the canvas changes dimensions to 502 pixels and 602 pixels. Replace the padding property with overflow set to hidden, changing the canvas back to its original dimensions. I don't know how to do this. Replace the padding property. Oh, I see, with overflow. Add another div with a class value of 2. Just below your one element, this will be your second rectangle. Create a new CSS rule using to selector and set its width to 475 pixels. Set the right of the to element to 200 pixels. I wish they would show us by making it have a color to it, because other than that, I mean, it's just, we can't see. It's kind of annoying that they're doing it this way though, too. See, now we're finally gonna see it because we're changing the color. But we should have did that from the beginning. But I guess you know what? That's wrong. We couldn't have changed the color because there was nothing to change the color from. So I get what's happening. You have to actually make an area and then you can put that color within that area. So yeah, that makes sense. Center the two elements by setting its margin to auto. Create a new div with a class value 3. No. You don't always have to use pixels when sizing an element. Create a new rule 3 and set its width to 91%. Okay, so set its width to 91%. Now, to be honest with you guys, I like 91 and percentages better because I can understand that more. You know what I'm saying? We obviously know out of 100 what to expect here. Oops. Sorry. Set the height of 3 to 28%. Change the background color to center the 3 elements on the canvas to be setting its margin to auto. It's in the middle. We need to give it padding. It's helpful to have your margins push in one direction. In this case, the bottom margin of the one element pushes 2 down 20 pixels. Okay. In the 2 selector, use margin shorthand property to set the top margin to 0. Okay, I'm trying to understand what that just did. The colors and shapes of your paintings are too sharp to pass as a Rothko. Use the filter property to blur the painting by 20 pixels in the canvas element. Well, how was I supposed to know that? Hmm. Create a rule that targets both 1, 2, and increase their blur effect by 1 pixel. Here's an example of a rule that increases the blur of 2 elements. Okay, so this is easy. I didn't see that that did anything. I guess it made it even more blurry. Increase the blur of 3 by 2 pixels. The rectangles are too small and their edges don't have the soft quality of a painting. Increase the area and soften the edges of 1 by setting its box shadow. Oops. Kind of don't get that one, y'all, but we're gonna keep going. Hopefully they explain themselves a little bit better than that. Use the same box shadow declaration for 2, but change the color form to knew it. Add a box shadow to 3 with the values. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to help myself by looking up what the heck is a box shadow, because we keep using it and I keep ignoring like it doesn't matter, but really I'm wondering what is it doing, because it's not changing the page that I can see anything. The box shadow CSS property adds shadow effect around an element's frame. You can set multiple effects separated by commas. A box shadow is described by X and Y offsets relative to the element, blur, and spread radius and color. Ha. So that's what it's doing. It's adding some type of a shadow. I'm sure we'll be able to see it maybe later. Hey, I did. Oops. Hey, I'm in a rush for it. All right, the corners of each rectangle are still too sharp. Round each corner of one element by 9 pixels using border radius property. Okay, border radius. That rounded it up. I see. Use the border radius property on the to selector to set its top left and bottom radii to 8 pixel and top and bottom to 10. Interesting. I think I think it's because the spaces are less. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I see. I get it now. So top left and bottom right. Let me see, top left. I really need to be Googling border radius. So Okay. This isn't a good form to find like what I'm trying to figure out. Let me put you guys on pause. Okay, you guys, so I found the answer. So it's basically border radius 8px, 10px. But my problem is that you see how these box shadows and the border radius of the other ones have 4 values? Right here, it's only 2. And somebody else raised this concern too in the help. So anyway, that is the answer. We're going to keep it moving. But I guess if you just want to change it, you want to change something, or you just put it in here, whatever it is, whatever the property or the value is. All right, the border radius property accepts up to 4 values to round the top left and bottom, okay, left corners. Round the top corner of 3 by 30 pixels, top right by 25, and the bottom right by 60, and the bottom left by 12. So this must be in order, and we have to remember the order that it's in. So let's see, 30 pixels. That's the top left. So then the top left, it goes from the left to the top right to the bottom right to the bottom left. You see that? Rotate each rectangle to give them more of an imperfect hand-painted look. Use the transform property on the dot one selector to rotate it to counterclockwise by 0.6 degrees. Yeah, I knew that wasn't right. Transform. Rotate the 2 clockwise by 0.4. Now, did the other one say counterclockwise? I'm not so sure. I think it could have, but so counterclockwise is -0, minus, and then clockwise is not minus. So I'm trying to see what that just did because I don't see it actually. Hmm. Okay. Rotate 3 counterclockwise by 0.2 degrees. With this final step, your painting is now complete. This is counterclockwise, so we're gonna do the begin with your HTML border plate add doc type declaration. Yes, I know about that. Oh. Okay, maybe I should start a new video for this. So you guys, thank you for watching, but we finished the Roth painting or whatever that was, and the next video will be learn Flexbox with the photo gallery that we're gonna build right now. All right, thank you for watching.